A very good morning. This is Lighter TV right from Koboko. You're most welcome to our weekly sports roundup that always comes your way every week at the end of the week, and of course to give you live updates, of course, what so far transpired throughout the week. And today we have really a lot to give you. And of course, before I start with that, I am not alone in the studio. I am together with another important guest who is right here in the names of Yasir Arafat. Yasir Arafat, you're most welcome to Lighter TV.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. I'm very glad to be at Lighter TV, and good morning, my viewer. Thank you.
He is a senior referee and, of course, at the same time, a senior coach, whatever name you can always give him. We're going to be together in the next hour of the sports roundup. Before, we shall be looking at the local scene, what's happening in Koboko. Most of the Division 4 games that are very, very soon kicking off. And of course, we'll take you through the games and other starting teams that are to also begin their matches for the first time. And after that, we shall crop into what we call the Division 3. And of course, like yesterday, a lot of issues cropped in Koboko actually at St. Charles Luanga College, where lots of issues happened. And that's when we shall wind up with what's happening in the national, and of course with the English Premier League matches with AFCON, which comes your way. To start with, today we are here to discuss about the Division 4 games that really delayed. When you look at other districts like Maracha and of course Arua, they are so far closing in or winding in with their leagues, but Koboko is yet to start. I am yet to understand the other reasons. The last time I hosted the CEO for Diofe Koboko, of course, he did tell us that, there were a couple of issues that made these games delay. And I think yesterday, honestly, there have been total delay in starting these Division 4 games.
Yeah, thank you once more, my presenter, Kokole Swaib. I still remain Yasir Arafat. In short, I'm a referee by profession. I'm also a coach by profession. It's very true. If you have to say around in West Nile, it's Koboko district. DFA data, they have not yet started their games, but these games have not started. It's because of several reasons. One of it is many of these teams are new entrants to the league. Most especially, if you have to see Zone 2, most of the teams are new entrants, and they face a lot of difficulties in licensing processes.
Yes.
That's why you can even say up to the top leagues, still big teams like our West Nile teams like Arua Hill is still lacking, and they are still facing it tough in licensing issues. So coupled with it, these teams, they don't have TMS system whereby it delays the licensing processes. But I'm very happy that the CEO for the DFA is working around, running up and down together with the CEOs of these several teams to see that the licensing processes is positive. And finally, the games, as I said, are resuming tomorrow, but the licensing process are done and teams have received their licenses. If all goes well, tomorrow these games will kick off.
12th of February 2024, that's when the Division 4 games in Koboko will kick off live. And of course, remember, Koboko will also be the hosting district, of course, for the playoffs. That is in the West Nile region. Don't also forget about that. And of course, coupled with this delay, someone might actually crop in with a lot of questions. What's going to happen based on this delay? Being the host or the mother of the home, I expected this time to have done a lot, of course, to have prepared, and you'll be waiting when the visitors will come. And don't also forget, this time you have 14 teams registered, and of course, these teams are going to be playing in zonals. Of course, it will be a round-robin home and away games that will be playing. In the zones, we have Zone 1 and Zone 2. In Zone 1, we have Lima Golden Stars, and we have Longra FC. We also have Bamure. We have Yaya All Stars in the team. Don't also forget, we have Mighty Lions this time joining IPE Pro Line, a very new team, of course, this time joining. Don't forget King Power also, all winding it up in Zone 1. And of course, going into Zone 2, we have Border View, who have so far been there in the league. We have Lujo FC, we have Equatorial, we have Nyangelia Super Eagles this time also again. We have Flamingo and Uraba, one of the older teams in this. And this time I expect them to, do something, say that most of these teams also are copy. And as we did say, the games are officially kicking off tomorrow. That means we have a couple of games in the card. Tomorrow, 12. And of course, we have Lima. Lima will play Aipe, Pro Line. That game will be at Lima Town Council. After that, we shall also witness another game that is Yaya All Stars that will play Mighty Lions. That game will be at Metino Playgrounds. The last game for tomorrow shall have Longra Hotspurs, who will face it off with Bamure with Bamure FC. That game will be at Longra Primary School or Longra Playgrounds. Then on 30th, we also have Border View. We'll play it or face it off with Kimu United. Kimu, one of the new teams this time from Loble. And of course, they did join with Lurjo, of course, this time in the league. And I think Lurjo will play Flamingo. That game will be at Lurjo Primary School. The third game on 13th will be Equatorial and Nyanglia Super Eagles. I'm here to understand something.
Yeah,
very cracker, very tricky game, Nyanglia Equatorial.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother Kokole. Football is a game that consists of many things. But you are at the point of saying the cracker game is going to be Nyanglia Super Eagles and Equatorial. But I want to let you know that many people are gossiping and saying it seems Zone 1 is the toughest zone because most of the teams in Zone 1 are teams which were there before in the league. Because if you have to see Zone 2 have new entrants like 4 or 3 teams, I can see Border View is there, Lurjo comes in the system, again Kimu, and then many people are saying it's going to be a group of death is going to be Zone 1 because the group has many teams which were there before. But at this moment, Nyangilia game and Equatorial is going to be a tough game. I want to say this, these are, if I'm not mistaken, these are the only two teams in the municipality which are there in the 4th Division League. Nyangilia comes from the North Division and Equatorial comes from the West Division. Yeah. So these are the two teams in Koboko municipality that are there in the 4th Division League. But Nyangilia is one of the giants if it comes to 4th Division games within the DFA. Of course, there are one team that represented the DFA in Yumbe in the playoffs, but luck was not in their side. Yes. They had to be with a tough group where they had the Total FC, which is already in the regionals. They had the Yumbe Heroes, which is already in the regionals, but they were not lucky. I know
maybe the
luck might be this year. Of course, coupled with it, they will be also at home, but let them also work hard.
That's
because if you don't work hard, it can't be in a silver plate.
It's a bit a cracker when you're 3 and the 2 are all gone, then it's only 1 remaining. That means the next team expecting you to be in a very full gear, preparing to go. And why I say the game's a bit very tight, Equatorial, of course, talking to their PRO, he did say very clear that this time they really need to play a team called Nyangilia Super Eagles. That's a team they've been yearning to start with. And also, to start with, Nyangilia did sign a couple of players. Ali Zaidi from Tipsa FC, of course, he plays 8. At this time, he's in the team. Mandela, of course, Mandela Juma, formerly for Calvary, where he transferred from Arua Hill. This time he is also in the team. And also see the likes of Mayor, who is in the Arua Hill, of course, being a disorganized kind of situation. He is also in the team, and a couple of players. Such kind of signing tells you really this time Nyangilia is very serious.
Yes, but I want to add on what Nyangilia is trying to do. Yes, Nyangilia really they have a good coach. Let me start it from there. And if you come to the management, they are one of the organized teams in the district, let me say in the DFA. And again, their signings, they have really experienced players. If you have to see Mandela has played big league for Calvary, like for a season. And, Sabiri Noah from Arua Hill is also a bit becoming an experienced player because he have overgone hard games, like more than the 4th Division games. And Nyangilia, again, being a giant team, it's going to be very hard for Equatorial to win. But I don't know what's going to happen. When the games are starting, let me tell you, all the teams almost received the maximum licenses numbers. Of course, FIFA needs 15. When you have more than 15 licenses, you're able to take on a league. But now, all the teams almost have like 15 above licenses, where I can say, I can't predict it, but Nyangelia might be in upper hand because they have experienced boys in their team. But when the experienced team has a lot of also experienced players, when they don't give much, and at the end of the day, they cannot get the points they want. But it's really a tough game.
It's a tough game. Experience is what matters. And those are the words from the senior coach himself. And that's it. That is Yasir Arafat. Of course, as the games are starting, I also want to really say this out, that right from the GFA CEO saying it very clear that this time all the clubs have received their licenses except Durjo that received 18. That tells you how prepared Koboko is to host the playoffs. And that means all the clubs are ready, and come tomorrow, all the games will be kicking off. And don't forget, this time the DFA is so far preparing to send 4 teams to the playoffs, and out of the 14, I think we should be able to get the top 2 from Zone 1 and again top 2 from Zone 2. Those are the teams to represent Koboko in the playoffs for West Nile. And we wish each and every team good luck in the struggle. We hope this time things could change. The viewer right there as we proceed, but let's sort in or get in for a short commercial break. When we get back, we shall proceed with more.